the company that I had the issue with is Zillow Offers. We were working with them since January. We got an offer on our home that we were happy with and that we accepted. Zillow agreed to buy our home. We had found a home that we really loved. We were under contract and we had done all the paperwork. All we had to do was a walkthrough and sign paperwork. But unfortunately, we get an email from Zillow Offers 2 weeks before closing, and they told us that they are breaching the contract due to the COVID virus. And they did not give us any alternatives other than two options: take $5,000 or they'll list our home for free. And we had 48 hours to accept. There was no bending the rules or anything for us. And that's basically it. So I basically posted on Piss Consumer about Zillow because 2 weeks before we were set to close, they basically sent us an email saying that they were canceling all of their contracts and not purchasing any more homes. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Zillow Offers, but basically they eliminate going through the traditional route of having to show your home, make repairs, and so forth. So they basically end up doing that by buying your home, which frees you up from, being at home for somebody coming to see it and so forth. It just eliminates a lot of the hassle of selling a home. We were all set to buy a new home. We were in a pending contract, and literally 2 weeks before we were set to close, we get an email. That is all we got. We were ready to go. We had packed up the house. The other sellers had moved out of their home. All we had to do was sign papers, and they just sent an email. And the only options they gave us was we can take $5,000 as an inconvenience fee, or they would list our home for free, which wouldn't make sense, because that means we were going to lose that other home anyway. It's a horrible experience. And it basically ended up having us lose out on having other people. We could have went with another iBuyer, say like Open Door, Redfin, and some of the others out there. And that's it. That is basically what happened in a nutshell. They didn't try to see if they could work something out since we were so close to closing. They wouldn't let me talk to anybody. I tried to escalate, what was happening because it impacted us financially. It impacted the sellers financially. We ended up losing our earnest money, which with the $5,000 that Zillow gave us as an inconvenience fee, we basically got our money back, but it doesn't replace the time and effort to go through the loan process, go through finding a home that we really love, getting an inspection of that home. Like, we were literally all set to move, and all they sent was an email. And they're blaming it on the COVID virus, saying that they're trying to protect their employees. But there was no need for any of their employees to come out. We could have signed all of our documents electronically, just like we've been doing. I've never met anyone from Zillow other than the fact of when they initially came to inspect our home to say they want to give us an offer. And mind you, we've been working with them since January. Everything was going great, and they just basically pulled the rug from up under us. And it's not just me. It's actually a lot of people. I went to my local news channel, WSB-TV, and they posted it and talked about it. I did an interview for that. Another young lady, I forgot, Housing Wire, she saw my story and she reached out to me as well, and she wrote an article about it. But it's not just me. It's a lot of people out there that have suffered from this. There's a lady, I don't know her personally, but she had already purchased another home and was expecting to also go through the contract of Zillow buying her home. Now she has 2 mortgages. So it's been a very horrible experience. We've had to move on. I mean, we're still in our old house, but it really put a damper on the new beginning that we were to have for our family. So I'm very upset that they can get away with it. No repercussions for them. It's just like, this is what we're doing, so deal with it.
Okay, I see. And did you try to solve this issue with any other ways?
I did. I asked for my original. So when you sign up for Zillow Offers, they assign you an agent who is with you through the whole entire process from the time that they send someone out to inspect your home and give you an offer to all the way up until closing. I asked her, could we escalate? Could I talk to her manager? Is there someone else that I could talk to? And we kept getting the runaround. It was just like, no, there's nothing that we can do. They're really firm about, we're not buying any more homes. And they only gave me 48 hours to decide. It was literally, this is the two options. You can take this $5,000 or we'll list your homes for free, no listing costs, no agent fees, or you take nothing at all. So we had to take the $5,000. I mean, there's no other recourse. And to hire an attorney, I don't know if we had a case, that's money that we don't have. And it doesn't mean that necessarily that we would win, but I definitely tried to escalate it. I, made a post on PIS Consumer Affairs. I did a couple of tweets. I went to my local news station, and even some of the realtors that the local news station interview said there were ways around this. Like, they basically said what I'm saying. They use COVID basically to pull out because they feel like the economy is going to shut down and no one's going to buy homes. My issue is that we were in agreement and a contract was signed, and I realized this whole epidemic that we're in is new territory, and it's unreal, and it's putting a lot of damper on a lot of people. But you have families out there who are uprooting and moving, thinking they're about to sell their home, and then you just stop. I mean, that is literally what happened. The day that I posted to PIS Consumer is the day that I got the email.
Okay, yeah, I see. And what could you offer to this company to improve and how to maybe solve this problem?
I would just like for Zillow to have some type of moral value. Some of their mission statements say is if they want to make it so buyers and sellers can have an ease of mind and a community of trust and to be able to sell comfortably without the hassle, honor what you say that you're going to do. You have families out there who are making plans on the promise that you will honor your contract. But to cancel a contract 2 weeks before we're set to close, it's unreal. And I don't understand how anyone, any type of, person could ever trust Zillow again. Like, plan for things like this. Like, we've been in recessions before. You should have a plan for this. If you have families that are close to closing, you should honor that. You should not put the burden on them. I could see if we had just started the process, hadn't found a home, they hadn't come out, but we did all of that. We were at the finish line. We were literally just counting down the days to closing. And you literally wait 2 weeks before time to say, no, we're not doing it anymore. It's not fair. And it's just like, think about, the impact of the little people, that being me. We don't have millions of dollars to recoup, things that we've spent money on or time. Like, Zillow is making a lot of money off of people, but yet, and still it's like they don't care. They're trying to protect their butts, for lack of better words. And they don't care about, families. They don't care that they're putting you in some type of bind. The biggest thing that I can say is honor what you say that you're going to do. That is how you build trust with people. That is how you build a community where people want to do business with you, where people can trust that you're going to follow through with what you say you're going to do.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I totally agree with you. And what solution are you looking for in this situation?
Well, honestly, the house that we wanted to buy is now under contract again with another buyer. I would love for them. I mean, number one, an apology would be great outside of we're apologize for the inconvenience. I would love for them to re-honor what they said that we were going to do. If in fact we found another home, I would love for them to come back and say, we realize that we put you guys in a bind, but we're going to make it right. At least go that route. I'm not saying that I necessarily want to work with Zillow again, but if they came back and admitted that what they did was wrong, it was morally flawed, and they would, honor what they said they were going to do if we found another home, I would consider working with them again. But right now, I am just upset with them. Like, I am just, I am really upset with them. And it doesn't seem like they're going to have any repercussions, to be honest, which is why I was spreading my story. And I'm hoping more people come out so, they can get the attention of somebody to say, hold on, not so fast, Zillow. You can't do that. But if people don't speak up about it, nothing can happen. I'm just one person.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, and what could you advise for the future customers or for future clients of Zillow what to do?
Honestly, I would seek other iBuyers. I would not work with Zillow. And if you do decide to work with Zillow, something that I said that I would do if I ever decided to work with Zillow or any iBuyer, I would put something in the contract that says once we get to a certain point, no parties can cancel out on the contract. And if so, there will be major penalties. I would have them put something in the fact where if it's a virus epidemic or recession or anything, that no parties will be able to just back out 2 weeks before, because there is such thing as a due diligence period. We were beyond that. Like I said, we were 2 weeks before closing. And I don't know if you've purchased a home before, but 2 weeks before closing, it's like you're literally just waiting to do the last walkthrough to make sure that, the sellers have made the repairs that they said they were going to do. And that's the other thing I forgot to mention. The sellers made all the repairs that we requested. It was a good amount. So that's why I say that they lost a lot of money too. Thankfully, they were understanding of the situation and they have another buyer. But again, it's not just myself that was affected, it was the sellers too. But I would tell anybody in the future, put something in the contract that also protects you so you won't be in the same position as we were in. I would have never thought to do that. I would have thought if anybody would have backed out, it would have been us, for example, because this was supposed to just be an easy process. That's all the agent said. Like, this is going to be the easiest process. It's going to go through. This isn't going to be a problem. I would tell people to make sure that they have their ducks in order and make sure that it's in line in the contract and everybody signs.
Yeah, okay, good. I see. That's right.
Yeah.
And tell me, why did you decide to go in public and to share your story with your case?
I decided because I'm just really tired of big corporations basically just doing whatever they want to do. I mean, like I said, this was a major impact on us. We have been looking for our next home since, last year. And the fact that they promised us this was going to be an easy process, which it was up until, March, middle of March. I just can't believe that they would just do that. It was like I was in a nightmare and I was just like, please just wake up. Please just wake up, because I could not believe that they would wait until 2 weeks before closing to just take our dreams from us. And if I just feel like if you have an issue with how companies, I don't care if it's a small company or bigger company, if you don't like the way they're treating you, you have to speak up. You have to bring it to the attention of other people so they won't experience the same thing that you've experienced. That's the only weapon that I have is my voice. And until I can't voice, my opinions, I'm not going to stop. I still tweet about them. And again, I'm hoping it gets more attention from everybody else. But again, a lot of people won't take the time to voice these concerns because they feel like there's nothing that they can do. But I know for a fact, just from other things that have happened, if you use your voice, you do get the attention from people. And sometimes companies do try to make it right, which I'm hoping maybe down the line Zillow will do.